Sour isn't allowed to get a hello from Botboy Berry. Yeah, you're not allowed. You don't get that. You don't get that privilege. Barry's only got... He only understands, like, lowercase and uppercase hi with, like, no punctuation. Or, like, hello, I think. I need to add, like, 70 other versions of hello to make Botboy Berry even more robust in the hello department. Hello, friends, and welcome to the stream. I was talking to you from the starting soon screen. From the beyond. Hello, welcome, Erica, Limes Are Sour, Corjanvet, Pola Kohoa. I'm gonna keep calling you, I'm just gonna say Pola. You were here before, I just have not yet learned how to say the second half of your name there. I haven't learned it. I'm not cultured enough. Hello everybody, welcome to my stream. I'm starting like an hour later than I wanted to. I was like, I'm gonna start, well, like an hour and a half. I'm gonna start early today. And I didn't do that. I don't know where the time went. I was like, I gotta go out and get dinner early so I've got time to get to stream. Went and got some Chinese. It was delicious. I had 2 fortunes in my fortune cookie. I had 2 fortunes in 1 cookie. It was just 1 cookie, but 2 fortunes. I don't remember exactly what they said, but one was like something like, continue to bide your time, success is soon, or something like that. I'm like, okay. Okay. And then the other one was something like, what was it? It was worded a little different. It was something like, I'm tempted to go like dig through the trash to find it again. But it was something like, it was like a don't do, I don't remember what it was. It was like, don't do a thing, and I don't remember what it was. And I'm like, oh no. Because it was something like, I don't even remember. I don't remember what the other one was. It was a weird one though. It was something about like, don't do a thing because opportunity a thing. I don't remember, but I had 2 fortunes. Tells you how much it stuck with me. I don't remember what they even were. Surprisingly, you're one of the only streamers that pronounces my name correctly. It's literally Limes Are Sour. What do people say? Limes Are Sour. like you even have it capitalized where it like needs to be capitalized. You know? It makes sense. How? That is surprising. You did say surprisingly, so to be fair, I am surprised. You are correct. Let's start pulling up the game here. And then we'll get into it pretty soon. Did you get to the trial yet? No, we haven't actually gotten to the trial part. It was getting kind of late yesterday. We were just getting to like the crime scene or something. I don't even remember, but it was starting to get kind of late. And Wednesdays are my early mornings at work. So I was like, I gotta wrap this up. So we wrapped it up. We didn't actually get to the trial last night. So we should be getting to the trial today, I imagine. I can't imagine how much more there is to do before the trial. You're here to see your boy Edge. Yeah, you're not here to see me. You're here to see Edgeworth. I should just change the stream to just a 24-hour loop of like a gif of Edgeworth winking. How dare you? How dare you mock me with your shirt? Get out of here. Get out of here. Bam. Limesaurus. Limes Are Sour. You're a Limesaurus now. It's a bold statement, Paula. It's a bold statement. I love girl. It's a bold statement. I would have respected it more if it was I love lamp. No! It says press enter. What if I just press on the enter button, like the blue? Click. It works. How's the audio sound? Audio sound okay? like the volume of the game is just right. It's weird, like I feel like I ate dinner like 3 hours ago, probably. Maybe it was 2 hours ago. Like 2 hours ago. And I'm like, stop. Thanksgiving is tomorrow for me. And it's going to go so well. I am going to explode. Which does remind me, no stream tomorrow because it's Thanksgiving. I'll be with family all day. It's a little bit loud. Is it? Because I can fiddle with it a little bit. Is that better? I don't want to overshoot it. I can. Where's my? There it is. My headphones. My headphones are set to play back the like sound of the stream, so I can like hear how I sound in the audio. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad, right? Is that about right? Yeah, I'm gonna say that's about right. Let me know if it is still weird though on your end. I gotta turn it up a little bit for me though. There we go. I see you guys hitting the emoji. What was that, like the surprised face? Alright. Hello friends and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. I am your host, MagicManMo. And we are, of course, in Rise from the Ashes case, or episode number 5. This whole episode has been... Yeah, this guy. This whole episode has been just a fever dream of weird, like, kaboom! Thunder and lightning. I think we've already talked to you. No, we have not. Okay. Now, any of the voices that I gave from yesterday, I'm not going to remember all of them. They might be a little different today. You'll just have to deal with that. The victim. There's something I wanted to ask you. The scene of the crime, a cold grave for men who've lost their dreams. And me, I watch over them as they sleep, dreaming of the desert's harsh judgment. He's asleep. What, he like passed out, like right now? Like he shut down like an android? Well, should we show this hopeless case something to catch his interest? Yeah, we can. Can I just talk to him some more though? There's something I wanted to ask you. The scene of the crime, a cold grave for me. Oh, it's just the same thing. Okay, fine, whatever. We'll show him the, hang on, court record. We got the letter of introduction. I think I need to present. I don't need to. Is there anything I can look at actually on here? I can look at the scribble out whatever that is. Hey, look here. It looks like something's been crossed out. Maybe it was a letter or something to Detective Gumshoe. Let's see. Annual bonus, $20. Oh no. I think a couple zeros are missing. No, that sounds about right, at least in that detective's case. Maybe I should rethink my career as an investigator. That's a shame. Let's back out. There we go. Let's back out. I gotta get through this dialogue. Back out. I need to present. Introduction. What's happening? No, I don't. Oh, I gotta hit E. There we go. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right in the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? Ah, that old cowdog? He's not even old. He holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. Ah, I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe, better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right, he's a patrolman, not a detective. Yes, he's just a cop. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, The clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like... I had a stealth sneeze come out of freaking nowhere. Be like the settler. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Note to self, police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction crumpled and discarded. No, I want to keep it. I'm a hoarder. Can I talk to him about this stuff though, now that he's like not like falling asleep on me? Thank you. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Yeah, after I have a swig of my booze. Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? Well, well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Ms. Angel Starr. One stab to the chest. A fine piece of work. Well, I feel like Angel made it sound like it was many stabs when she was telling us about it. This here's the autopsy report. Goodman's autopsy report added to the court record. Death due to blood loss. 1 knife wound. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Within an hour and a half. 5:15 would, yeah, that would be right. That would be about right. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prospector Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Oh, nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. So there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the Chief Prospector. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here to this parking lot? So it seems, like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective? You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy shoe detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Now, I don't like how everyone's making fun of Gumshoe. Like, and I don't know why this episode specifically, they're making him out to be like a giant idiot. Like, he was kind of a goofball and a little bit kind of like not perceptive, but like, he wasn't ever like an idiot in the other episodes, right? Edgeworth? That cow dog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just he don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? I sense something going on. I sense that there's some shenanigans going on at the upper level. You know what I'm gonna do? I wanna light a candle. Fire! I wanna light a candle. There we go. I've got, it's Sunset Guava. I had a candle lit last night. I just didn't tell you guys about it. I keep it right there. It's on my desk. See? Candle. Well, that's all we can talk about, apparently. But we, examine. We should be able to wander right. I can slide to the right and actually take a look at the crime scene proper. We couldn't really do that before. We tried to look at this before, but we kind of got stopped. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis should suggest this belongs to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Am I asking myself? Yeah, sure. Right, let's check it out. Oh, it's gonna make me... I don't know why it did that for me. I could have done that myself, but okay. I mean, especially since clearly at this point we've figured out how to do that. Hang on. It's kind of awkward to like move it around. Oh, I've opened it. It's a flip phone. This phone's still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial in quotes. I'm not really sure where that sentence was trying to go. We have smartphones now. I remember flip phones. You know, I don't think I ever. I must have used the redial functionality once or twice or something like that. But for the most part, I was always the kind of guy that I'd go to my contacts list or whatever and just like go that way. I didn't make a lot of phone calls though. Did a lot more texting. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just you never know with people from your generation. Whatever. Let's check this phone out. Can I hit the blue redial button? Like I can't like move, or maybe I can't. Can I? Like I can't really move it in 3D space. All I can do is rotate it. So if I want to get to that blue button, I have to like tilt it. Super weird. Like look at what I have to do to get to the blue button. Like that's just wild. Now to see who the owner of this phone called last. Note to self: a defense attorney doesn't think first. He just pushes the button. Yep, that's right. I'm a man of action, not a man, not a man of think. Beep. I like the music. Hey, that song, I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Beep. Oh, sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Sky. What? It's my sister's? You don't know your own sister's phone, Emma? She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Do you think she dropped it on purpose? To like lead us? Like set little clues? Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, that? Oh. I'm sorry, that was my phone. She was trying to call us? Yeah, she definitely dropped that phone on purpose for us. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. Uh-huh. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. I got family in Texas. They don't just go around shooting people for lying. Uh-oh, I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Cell phone added to the court record. Property of Lana Sky, last call made at 5:18 on the day of the murder. That was 3 minutes after the murder. Wait, did it call me or did it not? How can I ask about Lana Sky? So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. My condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? Wait, that would be even weirder if they had like a thing between them and they left Marshall in charge of watching over the crime scene. That's even weirder. I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here, but who?
Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now.
Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean?
He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you.
But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them.
If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say.
One person? Who? Is it the prosecutor?
Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky.
What? My sister?
Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals.
What you're saying... Wait, what? What you're saying is Edgeworth was making deals to win trials?
Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it.
Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? But if they're targeting Edgeworth, putting him on prosecution against Sky still doesn't make sense though, right? It's still weird, right? Sorry, I'm on my phone. I'll be off it in a sec. Ah! Ah! How about the car? This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. I forgot that I gave her like a wild voice.
The crime took place in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car.
Quite a luxury car. It just screams I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. Okay, can we check out the trunk itself? There's like stuff coming out of it. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. 675-12-2? Look, something's written on it. Yeah, what does it mean? Goodman. It's like from Goodman. 675-12-2. 12-2 could be like December 2nd. It's February 22nd right now, I believe, in the game. Yeah. There's a name printed on the paper above that, Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed? Well, so what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self, for deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. Hey, I'm a lawyer, not a detective. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Goodman's note adds to the court record. So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? Oh, so was it her phone? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? Oh, from the Steel Samurai episode. That popular TV show for kids. So yeah, the phone call was going to Emma, not Phoenix Wright. I think maybe Phoenix just made up. I think he just lied earlier, that's all. The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. Cell phone added to the court record. Okay. Ooh. A detective is murdered, and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. To be continued. Oh, I was so close. Oh, I should have made it. If I only had made it this far last night, that would have been the perfect spot. But I didn't know. I didn't know. How could I? How could I have known? Oh, did we save? Oh, right. Yes, please. Okay. Well, I guess I'll pack it in. That's the end of this. No, I'm just kidding. February 23rd, so it's the next day. 9:34 a.m. District Court. Defendant Labby number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. But don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. Well, like, I don't. You said you did it, and I don't believe you. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Ms. Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. Well, unless Mia, like the ghost of Mia, possesses me, I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. All right. Dolph, welcome to the stream. I only believe Mo. Everyone else needs references. You shouldn't just blindly believe me. I'm full of crap all the time. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. So I'm not completely alone. I've got Mrs. Science with us. 10 a.m. Let's go.
Court is now in session for the trial of Ms. Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. Okay, we get it. Yeah, 2 months ago, blah, blah, blah. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. For whatever reason. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. I've got nothing to confess about. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. Oh God. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. What was the quotes for? Professional.
Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls its first witness Ms. Angel Starr to the stand. The cough-up queen. I don't like how we keep calling her the cough-up queen. It feels wrong.
Haven't I seen you somewhere?
I don't remember what voice I gave her. I don't know. Only an honest man would admit he's a shameless liar. I don't know what to do with that information. Eric is excited that Edgeworth is in the room. I don't remember what voice I gave her before.
You ordered...
Nope, that's not it. That's not... I started to go into like old lady there for a second. I started to slip.
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down.
Ah, and for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl.
Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession?
Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprints lunchbox?
It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
And this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty, it hurts.
It's fish eggs. I can't imagine it's that good.
I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca.
Why? Why did you think that? What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? I mean, I am imagining tapioca, but more pickly. Sounds gross. Name, profession, now.
Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us.
The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating.
Hurry it up.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
Uh-huh? What exactly does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Ms. Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. What? She was a first-rate homicide detective? Is she just like undercover or something? That's a plot twist. What? Ms. Star was a detective? Ah! Does the judge not recognize her?
I know who you are. Cough up.
Cough up Queen, Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Oh, is it because she got the criminals to like cough up like confessions and stuff? That's got to be it. Something like that.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Ms. Star.
Just who is this lady?
If I might have the court's attention over here. You have your attention, please. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks.
I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes?
The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Parking lot floor plans added to the court record. We never checked out like lot B. That wasn't a thing we saw.
Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright?
I can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give them your worst, Ms. Star.
Wait, are they talking about me? Are they ganging up on me right now?
Yes, they are. They are definitely doing that. Witness testimony.
Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work.
Oh gosh, that is a violent image. Look at the sheer madness in her eyes.
Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand.
Yeah, that is the hand. That's the hand that she has injured right now. She's got a bandage around her right hand.
Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching.
As you can see, there is no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife with which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that. I don't feel crushed yet. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. 'Tis but a flesh wound.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
I'm still like hung up on, I don't know if I'm going to be able to say anything about that right now. I'm still hung up on the fact that the prosecutor's right hand is cut, but that was the hand doing the stabbing. So how did she cut her hand? Like I could, like if this were the knife, I don't have my kitchen knife with me. If this were the knife, right? If she was like stabbing a guy, how did she cut her hand that she was using? Like I could see if she stabbed her other hand, but how would she stab the hand that she was holding? Like unless the knife like slipped and she slid her hand that way, but then the blood on the knife would be hers, not the victim's, right? We got like, can we investigate the blood on the knife? Is she wearing a Neko Kitty hat? She's wearing like a pink hat with like a rice ball on it because she sells food or something. I don't think it's a cat hat.
Somehow I always knew a day like this would come.
How did you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The lunch lady's uniformed opinion is duly noted. I'll say, Edgeworth, you're a prosecutor.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that.
Yeah, Edgeworth, what are you going to say about that?
Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
You were laid off by prosecutors? That actually gives you motive to not like prosecutors. So if you were trying to set up Sky, or if you were even trying to set up Edgeworth, laid off, she was fired.
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms.
And yet she hangs out in the prosecutor's parking lot. Like, that's wildly suspicious, right? I know her boyfriend is there, but she mentioned having more than one boyfriend. Like, she's not, like, the boyfriend is a cover-up. It's an alibi.
That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
I don't believe that.
Very well, you may continue, Ms. Starr.
I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend.
This boyfriend, he's the detective?
Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
Right, she's got more than one.
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunches, thanks.
Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. Give the man a break.
The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there.
That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunch boxes by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block.
So she would have had to get around the chain link fence. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime.
When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work.
You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder?
It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes, it was like feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
What?
I have no idea what that means.
You and me both, Judge. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective?
Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
Young cheese?
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy, with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
Then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack.
What? Excuse me? Judge, I don't need you telling me how... I don't need you to tell me how hard you are. I don't want to ever hear that again. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. By garish car, you mean... Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Which is really weird that he's like allowed to be a prosecutor. Like, it's Edgeworth's knife, it's Edgeworth's car. It's not... Indeed it was.
What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you're sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. And nitpick we shall. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. Girl, I don't think you're anything. You're nothing to me. Like, I'm not, you don't scare me. I'm undefeated. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was inspiring.
No, it wasn't inspiring. It proves that she's biased. She's got a vendetta for me. Like, she doesn't like me. She's got a vendetta for prosecutor. Like, she's an unreliable witness by her own testimony. I believe I've heard that tagline somewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. Okay, so that is a picture from the other side of the chain link fence. Got it.
A photograph. You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap. I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunch boxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. What? My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant.
Yeah, I'm looking for anything that might be suspicious in the photo. She's got a bunch of blood up here on her right shoulder where she could have done the stabbing, I guess. I guess that makes sense, right? The moment of crime as photographed by Angel Star. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Skye. Great, yeah, it's her, but it doesn't technically, the photo doesn't technically prove she did the killing. Technically. So what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor is holding a knife in her right hand. It's the right hand that's what, like, is getting to me. I feel like she's a little more than just bitter. We've all been there before, viewing pumpkins. I do not think I've been there, believe it or not. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all.
Yes, that's about right.
Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. Why would a prosecutor know anything about vital organs? You can't just testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then?
Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no?
The defense has a point.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless.
It's not flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me.
What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer.
Don't smile like that. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come.
Okay, so we're back to the beginning. Let me take a look at what I've got going on here. Actually, I don't want to, hang on, instead of, no, let me just take a look. Let's take a look at what we've got here. Yeah, there's no prints on the knife, but in the photo, the prosecutor is wearing gloves. Excuse me. We've got the parking stub. Hmm. 675, 12, 2. So, like, literally, the car came into the parking garage at 5:12, parked. The guy was stabbed at 5:15, and by 5:18, Lana was already calling Emma. Man, that's a wild 6 minutes. Security room, cars, telephone, the wall. You can't see the car from the security room because of the wall, though, right? Let's introduce the Badger animatron to the courtroom. I don't see how that would help. I'll be quite honest with you. I don't see how this is gonna help us either, I'll be honest. Can I take another look at this, though? Yeah, that's the wall. So the car was parked behind the wall. How did the car even get around the wall to park? There's like a step there. Like, what a weird parking lot. That would be a real pain in the butt to try to park in. On my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. But she admitted to parking in lot B. She sent something through the wire fence, standing next to a garish car, holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrusts the pointy tip of the knife, and that's her whole thing. So we gotta, okay, so we should probably, can I, like, have we checked this stuff? This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild. Oh, we've talked about this before. Edgeworth in the wild. Yeah, we've done this before. It just wasn't showing the little check mark on it. Okay. Can we do like a looky-loo of this thing? Like tilt it around? She's in like heels, gloves, blood all over her shoulder. Like it looks like she was shot. Like you got like little like gun wounds or something. It's not, but that's what it looks like, right? Yeah, I don't know how this guy would help us. Plunge the tip. Why is the tip clean? I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Should we go with that? We can go with that. Like, I was willing to say that that's just pedantic, but maybe, I mean, maybe you've got a point. Maybe we should be that pedantic. Because, again, if we don't know whose blood it is, thrust the pointy. Sure, let's give it a shot. I got full health. Let's give it a shot, because otherwise, I'm not entirely sure what to go with. Whoopsie, wrong button. Let's give it a shot. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement you're on. Okay, I don't think this worked. How exactly are that evidence and the statement just now related? They aren't, are they? Okay, it wasn't that. Can't they do a blood test, right? I feel like they should have at this point. All right, we lost a little bit of our HP. It's fine. We can take a little bit. Yeah, no print. There's no prints on it, which like checks out because Lana was wearing gloves. It's this part though that like the chief prosecutor is holding a knife in her right hand, and I know we can't see this right now, but her right hand is bandaged from a wound. So like, what if? Hear me out. What if Goodman actually attacked Lana and she blocked it and cut her hand, and then he accidentally like fell or something and then stabbed himself? I don't know. We don't actually know what happened because Lana is hurt right now. She was on her way to deliver a lunchbox to her boyfriend. And I don't know if I should use the map here, like the plans, because again, her boyfriend would have been in the security room and he would not have been able to see the car. But she took a photo from you know, the B side. I don't know. I feel like we definitely need to use this. I just don't know how. Present the photo to the last statement. The crime photo? What was the last statement? Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. I mean, that's her statement. That's a fence, not a wall. No, there's a wall. There's a fence and there's a wall. There's both. Let me show you. This is the floor plan. This is a wall. The dotted line is the fence. And you can see that from this photo. Also, I've been there. This is the wall. And then obviously you can see the fence that she's taking the picture through. But back here in the back, that's the wall. That's not enough blood in the photo. I mean, it's quite a bit of blood all over her. I mean, there's none on the ground from here, but like, I don't know. Like, how would we know how much blood is enough blood? It is weird though. It is weird though that her hand isn't bloody. Both hands look fine here. Yeah, it's weird that her hand isn't bloody though. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Okay. If Lana had stabbed the detective, she would have blood all over her front. Well, there's no guarantee. Like, she's got blood on her coat. If she had her coat closed. But, I mean, I know her hand isn't through her sleeve here. I think you guys are onto the right thing, though. Show some more inventory items. I just looked at all of them. Gosh. I just looked at all of them. We've got our badge. We've got the Goodman's ID. We've got the King of Prosecutors trophy. Edgeworth's knife. The parking stub. The Blue Badger panel. Goodman's autopsy report. Goodman's note. The cell phone. The parking lot floor plans. And the crime photo. I think you guys are onto something with the glove, though. With the gloves not being bloody and the crime photo. Yeah, I guess I could present it here. I don't know if there's a better... I don't think there's a better spot to present it. Was holding a knife in her right hand. Maybe I would present it here, but through the wire fence, that's fine. Sense something. Yeah. I guess we'll try it here at the end. Yeah. Okay, it sounds like that was the one. And you witnessed this? You saw Ms. Sky stab the victim with a knife?
As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
Where are you pulling all these lunches from? They can't all be in your coat.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Well, she could have thrown it into the trunk. It could be on the ground. It's just out of sight. I mean, Angel could say anything here. I mean, I'll take it, but...
Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? Well, yeah. Well, yeah, I don't think any of us was trying to say that this was taken before the stabbing. See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph.
Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, what are you just gonna sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Yeah, objection. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. I mean, yeah? That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? It was not if it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. I mean, but they're still not bloody, though.
These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder, a serious offense.
Witness, and add this to your testimony.
The murder was planned. The rubber gloves proved it.
Is that the only thing you added? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, well, do I need to prove that it wasn't premeditated? $5:12 p.m. and they're eating lunch. No, it's 10 a.m. It's 10 a.m. right now. The 5:12 was the parking stub. That was the time that Edgeworth came into the parking garage to park his car. Hey, yeah, you got a hello. She got the murder weapon on site. Doesn't sound planned to me. Yeah, well, yeah, it's Edgeworth's knife. So where did she get his knife? From his car? almost as if he planted it there for her? Or did she like go break into his office and then wait for Goodman to show up? Because like if she got the knife from his office and she knew it would be there, then it could still be premeditated. Like just based on the knife itself. But if the knife was like in the car, then she couldn't have known it would be there. And how could she have known that Edgeworth would show up at this exact time? That's the thing, right? At 5:12. Like, that's not exactly working hours. Like, he came to the garage. He wasn't leaving work. He was coming to work. Yeah, he didn't park until 5:12. The murder was at 10. No, it's 10 a.m. right now in the courtroom. Oh, you're saying, wait a second. I know what you're saying. She said she was bringing, well, did she say bring lunch or a lunch box? I was on my way to deliver a lunch box to my boyfriend. Those lunch boxes are the boxes she sells. So she was bringing a lunch box, the little boxes she sells at 5:12 or whatever p.m. to her boyfriend. I think that's probably fine. I could try to bring up a contradiction, but I think they just mean the box, not lunch as in like literally lunch. I see what you're saying now. The court case right now is taking place at 10 a.m. I thought you were talking about, because the judge kept talking about eating. I saw someone walk past me in the reflection of my screen, but nobody was there. Ooh, spooky. Sometimes I swear I see people at the corner of my eyes, but like, no one's ever there. But I can usually explain it with something, like, oh, well, there was like wind blowing like a flag or something, or like there was like steam coming off of like hot water and I thought that the steam was a person moving, or like random things that are like moving, and I'm like, oh, it must have been that. I think the premeditated thing, I think I want to do, we haven't actually pressed this yet. Let me press it, and then let's try to present it. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Ms. Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh. It's still only a flesh wound. We've already been through this dialogue. I'm not sure why we're going through it again. We've already done that. Oops. I went too far. I was thinking and I was just clicking at the same time. I think I'm gonna present the garage ticket. Right? Because how would she have possibly known Edgeworth would be there? This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction of the state. Nope, it wasn't that. Nope. Shoot. Shoot. Butts. Butts. Contradiction. On my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. I could try it. I could try the parking stub here. Why are you accusing Angel of something? It's the knife. What, like, did the murder? It wasn't Angel, it was the knife. The knife had a mind of its own, Your Honor. Clearly. Obviously. Because 5:12 is not too bad. Like, that's an early dinner. I could try that. I'm just trying to think if there's any, what my other options would even be. Still don't actually know what this means, but I don't know how that would help us right now because we don't know what it means. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Which is weirdly specific, but an hour and a half would be 5:30, and he got stabbed at 5:15, so that's like within the time to bleed out, I think. That, or we just present the crime photo again about the gloves. Should we do the knife? Because I don't think the lunchbox is going to be our thing. Should we do the knife on her final statement here? We can try it. Let's try the knife. I feel... She literally got the knife right out of Edgeworth's car. That doesn't sound like a great plan. Did it come from the car? Did we learn that before? So I don't actually remember learning that, but maybe we did. Maybe we did learn that. I don't know where the... All I knew was that it was Edgeworth's knife. I didn't actually know where it came from. Need to make some coffee? Oh, I love me some coffee. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, the red car, all belong to the prosecutor there? Yeah, this is very strange. The defendant is the chief prosecutor?
Mommy, are prosecutors bad people?
The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Okay, that's true. Like, why did she... Well, no, well, see, that's the thing, though, right? Just because she used Edgeworth's knife doesn't prove that it wasn't premeditated if she was trying to set up Edgeworth. Right? It's Edgeworth's car. It's Edgeworth's knife. We're right outside Edgeworth's office. Like, the real question is, why is she confessing when it's so set up to make it look like Edgeworth did it? Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Okay, so apparently it was. Maybe I just forgot that point. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon.
Whoa!
Order, order, order! Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. Okay, I don't like all these lunch references we're making. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide had turned. Not over such a trifling detail. This shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Not really. It really doesn't, though. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution needs to prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Also, you're a witness. Your deduction means nothing. Angel's deduction. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. See, she's mentioned that before, not in the courtroom today. She mentioned that before, but he was only stabbed one time. I actually did notice that. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. Also, keep in mind that the victim is one of our lunch lady's boyfriends. So again, in what universe is she unbiased? It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. That was actually Emma, that was a brilliant observation. Just because you call someone over doesn't mean you plan to kill them. Like, who knows what she had called him over there for. But anyway, I know what I'm doing. Hang on, where's it at? The again and again and again. That's just not what happened. Where's my autopsy report? There you go. Objection! Nobody is trying to frame Edgeworth. It seems more like a coincidence. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you wanted to try to frame Edgeworth, you could. Like, all the evidence is there. Like, you could say it's a coincidence, but it should disqualify from Edgeworth from actually being a prosecutor because it's his stuff. So, like, in police work, if things belong to somebody, you have to rule them in as a potential suspect. So he can't be a prosecutor in a case where he's a suspect. Now, the only reason in this game where he's not a suspect is because Lana Skye is, for whatever reason, confessing to the crime. But just because she's confessed doesn't mean the trial is over. So that, again, doesn't excuse Edgeworth from being a suspect. Technically, I'm not saying he's a suspect. I'm just saying it's his knife, his car. It's suspicious because he would have been there. He parked his car 3 minutes before someone was killed and shoved in his trunk. That's wild, okay? The knife was found in her possession, but it's Edgeworth's knife. Again, I could say, like, if I was the defending attorney, I could say, what proof is there that Edgeworth and Lana Skye weren't in it together? That Edgeworth knew when to drive his car to the parking lot, knew where to leave the knife, told Lana where she could find the knife, Lana stabbed the guy, takes the fall for the crime. Why? I don't know. But it would be so easy to do. She was caught with Bruce's body in his trunk, so Edgeworth is not a suspect. That's actually not good enough. Because, again, they could have worked together. Edgeworth doesn't have to literally physically be there to not be a suspect. So it's really weird to me that he's the prosecutor. That's what I'm saying. We're trying to find Lana innocent, Mo. I know that. Well, because I know that, but I'm saying Edgeworth shouldn't be the prosecutor of this. He's too close to the, like, it should be literally anybody. It should be Von Karma for all I care, but it shouldn't be Edgeworth. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, you say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my Moss surprise. Really, no, someone take all her stuff away from her. She shouldn't have 1,000 mystery boxes in her coat. Like, that's a security hazard. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. I am glad Edgeworth is not having any of her crap. Edgeworth is like, I am not humored by this. I love that.
What do you mean?
I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. See, even Edgeworth is like, really?
You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. Now hang on a second, I'm the one that brought this up.
What a hunk, he's my hero, really?
What about my objection? I'm the one that did this. Well, witness?
You got the crime scene set, right?
Oh, thanks.
I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
What a weird thing for her to say, because no one had brought up to this point that blood could have been mistaken. But now, the only proof that we have that there's blood is a knife with a substance on it that no one has tested for some reason, so we don't even know if it's blood, and the photo of Lana with something on her jacket that maybe it's not blood. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim.
Well, she didn't have any on her breast, she had it on her jacket.
That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify.
Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
A red muffler? What? Her red muffler? What even is a muffler? Like a scarf or what? She's not wearing any red muffler. She's wearing a jacket and her dress thing. What are you talking about? Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
What?
The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. That's what I was saying.
Huh? But that can't be!
Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
Now hang on a second. I'm the defense attorney here. Why is Edgeworth doing my job?
But it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red, really.
Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business.
What?
Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. Again, this is the other thing, too. Apparently, she apprehended Lana. Like, this is so open and closed that Angel is, like, nuts. So why is Lana confessing to the crime? That's the other weird thing that bothers me. The old ketchup packet gag. It really could be. Like, right? Because, like, she's a lunch lady. She could carry condiments around with her and fake a bunch of blood. Can somebody please test the murder knife and make sure there's not literally dried ketchup on it?
I do remember some things accurately, at least.
Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. All right, let's hear it.
After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side.
Okay.
I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot.
That's just not possible. She was behind the chain link fence. That's just literally not possible.
Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony.
Who gets arrested and then is like, oh, by the way, girl, did you see where I bought this muffler? I got it on sale at Macy's. Who talks about their muffler when they're being arrested?
The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile.
You were behind a fence, you nutbag. You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star.
That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake.
Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten.
No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum.
What? An oil... Okay, hear me out. The car is here. The door is here. The partition is here. The oil drum is between the partition and the car. So, and again, here's the fence. Here's where, way off screen right now, is where Scott, where Angel is. She would have had to somehow magically shift through the fence, run past the car, past the oil drum, past the wall, arrest Lana, and Lana, resisting arrest past the wall, would have had to walk over past the wall again and kick over an oil drum. Now we're just making stuff up. We're just making it all up now.
Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr!
Okay, all right. Well, very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. Yeah, no, that's easy. Let's go to the part where you attempted to run behind a partition. Yeah, you quickly caught her. Yeah, so about you being behind a fence.
What? She's behind a fence. What do you mean, how are they related? How did she get past the fence?
Come on. You guys are with me on that. Like, right? Am I on crazy pills? She's behind... Okay, whatever. I'm on crazy pills. She's behind a fence. And we know the fence goes all the way across because we have this. There's a fence. Maybe I need to present the map. The map? Do I need to present the map instead of the photo? Fair enough. Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement? I'm not sure I follow. It clearly contradicts the, I thought... Wait, what happened?
Wait, what? What?
Okay, I'll press everything. I'll press everything first and see what we come up with. Better start saving? Nah, we got this. We don't save. Wrong statement? How could it be the wrong statement? It was the... Wait, which one was I? I quickly caught her. Where was I? I don't know. Let me press everything, I guess. Did I click the wrong thing? I thought I was on the quickly. The quickly arrest. Was I not? I swear. I'm gonna go into my stream. I have to know. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her. Okay, that was when I did the photo. Yeah, when I did the map, I was on the I quickly arrested her. So where was I supposed to be on? How else can it be? Right? That's what I'm saying. So where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. Yeah, that's what I assumed. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. Yeah? She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? I quickly caught her, explained her rights, blah, 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 which is nonsense. You say quickly, were you close to the suspect?
As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. But you were behind the fence!
Maybe I should press her for more details? Yes! She's behind a fence! I'd like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. The lunch lane. I guess I should have pressed everything first. I should have pressed everything first, apparently. The lunch lane car was She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. I know. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr?
Yes, that's right.
But there was a chain link fence in front of you. Thank you, God.
I went over it, of course.
Amazing, the cough-up queen lunch lady athlete indeed.
It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast.
Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high too. I guess there is room over it, but like, yeah, she would have had to been moving. So how did Miss Sky not get away? I mean, I guess in theory, if Miss Sky didn't try to get away. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. Yeah, definitely. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say?
If I remember it exactly, I would have told you in my testimony.
Cheeky.
Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word? So what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? She was on the phone. Wait, muffler. Muffler of the car. Not the scarf. The car's muffler. There's probably something in the muffler of the car.
Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone.
Her phone? She can't mean... Yeah. By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene?
Yes, ultimately.
Ultimately?
My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr.
The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
But that's on the other side of the wall. So you witnessed the murder, took a picture of the murder, watched her go to the phone to make a phone call, and then came back and made a phone call on her cell phone. And then you try to climb the fence, and then Lana tried to escape, but somehow you climbed the fence faster. What? On the wall? That's right. I mean, there was a phone there. That's right, near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall.
Apparently, it was out of order.
And so she used her cell phone? But the cell phone was over by the car. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony.
The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney.
Why do you keep calling me a rookie? I've been doing this for like a hot minute. Lana's cell phone updated the court record. The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma.
I saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall, but had to use herself instead.
Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha, I was going to ask the same thing.
I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookie.
You'll say it as many times as the court orders it, okay? So you shut up.
The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order.
So she... Okay.
So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over...
and during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence.
Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone.
And you saw her doing this?
What is it, Mr. Wright?
Well, yeah, because if she saw her using the phone, then she couldn't have been... Well, we have the picture of her beyond the chain link fence, so I don't really know. I want full health restored. Oh, that would be nice. Why would a murderer dial for help? Yeah, it's a little strange.
The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel's star, resistance is futile. She made to escape. Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pate of... I don't know how to say those words, all right? I'm not cultured and I'm not French. Pate of foie gras? I don't know what that even is. Huh? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? That's what I was saying. Like, the drum was on the other side of the wall. The parking lot entrance. That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries. I wish we could solve a few more before finding more, though. So Miss Sky tried to run. I'm sorry, my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright. Not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition after... Okay, so we're back at the beginning. A patty. I'm gonna say patty. Did we actually find this note in the... Found in the car trunk? Okay, so we didn't like find it in the muffler. I still feel like we need to check out the muffler of the car. I saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall but had to use her cell instead. She couldn't have seen her using the phone on the wall because there was a wall in the way. So I kind of want to present... I don't have any health left, but I kind of want to present the parking lot floor plan again, because she wouldn't have been able to see, because this is the goofy thing, right? Like, it's not very clearly shown here, but I remember when we were at the scene, there's a door right here. Now, it's normally locked, but like, it's the prosecutor's parking garage. So like, yeah, I feel like we want to use the map. Because, like, if Lana was killing somebody, one, why is she trying to make a phone call at all? Two, if she wants to leave, there's a door here, and there's obviously the garage entrance here. So, like, one, there's just no way Angel could have seen Lana using the phone at all. And then, yeah, that's I don't know. That's what I want to do. Or maybe just drive off in her garish car. Well, the car was Edgeworth's car, so Lana wouldn't have necessarily had the keys. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I saw it all, and then parking lot floor plan is what I'm gonna go with. And she's not allowed in Lot A. Yeah, but she, according to her testimony, she was in Lot B, and there's a chain link fence here, so you can see through this fence. So according to her testimony, she was standing like here, looked through the fence, and saw the murder, which would have taken place right here. But there's no way she could have seen the telephone. So that's what I'm gonna go with, and hope that I don't lose my HP. Yeah! Miss Star, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Ms. Lana Sky, which seems pretty obvious because she's like already testified to having an issue with prosecutors in general. So like, open and shut case a little bit, right? Okay.
Objection!
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Yeah, you can't prove that, Edgeworth. You can't prove that her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Again, that is evidence enough that she's biased. Well, Ms. Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up.
You can't scare me. Ahem, let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. Right, yeah. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. Now, hear me out though. Her supposed other boyfriend, the security guard that works in the security booth up here, could have seen it all go down. I kind of want to know who that guy is and where he is and what he saw. Because there should have been a security, right? Because she allegedly came to the parking garage to go bring lunch to her boyfriend who works in this office up here. Who's the boyfriend? The guard. Where is he? Why is he not a witness? He would have seen the whole goddamn thing. Or it'd be on tape or something, right? That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it.
Wow! Wow!
Insert like a Mario wah.
Wow!
Order! Order! What is the meaning of this?
It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies! That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you'll allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... where she saw it? Where she saw it from, maybe. She lied about what she saw, right? She didn't see the telephone at all. Right? I don't have a lot of HP, but right? It's what she saw, right? It wouldn't have been the order of events. Because we know a phone call was made after the murder, and we know the murder was after the car was parked. So, like, the order of events all checks out, I think. The where? Is it the where? This is multiple choice trickery. She must have been somewhere else. Where could she have been? She already told us where she was. Well, because it's weird, because she does have that photograph from the other side of the chain link fence. Everything she saw happened, but she couldn't have seen that from A. You mean from B? Everything happened in A. She saw both the order of events and where she saw it from. So she's lying about what she saw, right? She couldn't... Well, because we know she's lying about what she saw, because she said she saw Lana stab Goodman, and she didn't, right? So it should be what she saw, right? Am I crazy? The only place she could have seen it from, she wasn't in B, and she would not have been allowed in A, so that really only leaves one place. Oh, you mean the security booth. So she would have been in the security booth. How'd she get that photo then? Unless someone else took the photo, is what we're saying. You could describe B and C at... What C? There is no C. What? You can stab someone without being a murderer, you know? Are you saying Goodman survived? She took a photo later? What do you mean later, though?
What do you mean later, though? Hang on. I know it. So you're telling me, like, so she arrested her and took a photo. What do you mean? What do you mean later? Are we saying? Hear me out. You guys are confusing me. Are you saying that Angel was in the security room and then somehow had to leave the security room, run all the way around to B, and take that photo? Is that what you're saying? Because I'm willing to say she was in the security room, but the photo is what confuses me. She took the photo after going to B. She started it, well, her story is she started in B. When did she take the photo? So, counter question. When did she arrest Lana? Because you're telling me she was in the security room, went to B, took a photo, came back to A and arrested. Which raises the question of why Lana was still there. Yeah, and why she confessed. Like, this is so convoluted. That was a lie because she's trying to make Lana look guilty. Which was the lie? That she arrested Lana? Because it's the photo that's killing me. Because I get why you're saying where she saw it. Because she would have had to be in the security booth in order to see everything. But then how did she take that photo? I'm still confused. I'm not clear on this. If Lana committed a murder, why would Lana still be there several minutes later? Well, that's what I mean. So that's why I'm saying what she saw is wrong, because she didn't see a murder take place. This one requires future knowledge. Well, I don't have future knowledge. Don't overthink it. What do you... The whole game is about thinking! What are you talking about? What do you mean, don't overthink it? It's detective work. The whole game is thinking. What? One is a trick answer. I mean, it does seem too simple. It's definitely not the order of events. And you know what I mean? Think, don't overthink. I don't understand. They're the same thing. I'm gonna do where she saw it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to explain to you my thought process. Overdoing it can make you unsecure. Look, no, if the writing was better, it would be good. Just follow your hearth. I don't have a heart. I'm stone cold. She told us what she saw. Maybe it wasn't what actually happened, but she thinks it was, so it's wrong. What? Korjan, you make zero sense to me. You are speaking in tongues to me. Because there's no way she believes what she saw, because she's making stuff up. Anyway, I think both of these are on a technical level. Hear me out. I think both of these are technically correct. I think she's lying about what she saw, right? And I think she's lying about where she saw it, because there's no way on Earth she could have climbed the fence fast enough to arrest her unless there's something else going on. Like, there are so many things where what she saw. Like, we know she lied about the frickin' muffler, right? I've got an electric stove, actually, believe it or not. I'm gonna say where she saw it. Ms. Sky tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about that fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Ms. Star to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. But say the witness did actually see Ms. Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Ms. Star witnessed the crime from a different location. Yeah, it would have been the security booth. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. What? Excuse me? Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. The place from where Ms. Starr witnessed the crime was here. Alright, yeah, security booth. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room, which we know she would have had access to because her boyfriend works there. Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness not being part of the prosecutor's office couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Ms. Starr? I mean, that's true. I still think she lied about what she saw, too. That's why, I say sometimes what the game wants and what is correct on a technical level are two different things. She lied about what she saw, but she just also lied about where she saw it from. She lied about both of those, let's be honest. How many years have I been getting the better of men? Okay, that's just, now you're just sexist. To think that the tables could be turned. She's misogynist too, go figure. She hates the law, she hates prosecutors, she hates men. Today a man has got the better of Angel Star. She's so full of herself, she's a narcissist. She's probably a goddamn psychopath. Order, witness? What have you done? You used to be a detective, you should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. You're insane, lady. The guilty, is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Yeah, the whole darn thing is pretty odd. Why did Ms. Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. What doesn't make sense is why Lana, your sister, confessed to a crime she didn't do. Unless... Nothing about this makes sense. She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. I know. I'm a little stuck on the photograph myself. I'll be honest with you. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. But then who took the photograph? Who took the photo? Was it Edgeworth? Edgeworth, you taking photographs? You taking little pics? That truth still stands. It can't still stand. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah. Because Angel said she took the photograph, but she couldn't have. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. I have no frickin' idea. Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Yeah. Ms. Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Yeah, okay. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? Difference in lighting? Yeah, the angle of view to the crime would definitely be different because she'd be higher up. She'd be able to see over the wall too, I guess, to be able to see the car. So the angle, right? If she was up there and that door was locked, there's no way she could have gotten there quickly. Distance to the crime. I mean, the distance would change too. Both. I mean, in theory, I think all three of these would technically. I think in theory, all three would change. The lighting is just kind of funny though. But yeah, the angle of view of the crime would be different because she'd be looking down on it. But the distance would be different too because she'd have to come through the door. Although, the distance is kind of interesting because that does mean she wouldn't have to climb the fence. She could come through the door. Let's go with angle, another bad multiple choice. I think distance is the important one. Yeah, I think distance is the most important because it explains how she could have gotten to Lana quickly. Because even though the door was locked, she probably had the key to unlock the door, or she would have been able to get through the door. Because the angle is true. The angle would have changed, but it wouldn't have really changed what made all of this important. The distance seems to be the important one, like you said, Korjan. Lighting is the WTF one. I love that it's there. Oh, the lighting. The lighting makes the vital difference. Yeah. I do think the angle, though. The angle is weirdly super important if it turns out to be, like Angel is the one that premeditated all of this, because then that would prove that Angel knew she needed to be able to see everything. I'm gonna go with distance. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. Is it? Okay. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Right. Ms. Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Ms. Skye?
Well, witness?
You
Yes.
ordered the squid wheels, right?
Like, why? How is it possible to have this many lunches in your pocket?
And I play point-and-click adventure games.
The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible.
I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited.
Why wasn't he in the station? So the guard station was just empty?
I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it.
So she ran all the way around to B.
That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking in B block.
That's quite a detour.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
That's a lot of minutes.
5 minutes?
I say that's, if you were running, that's a lot of time, honestly.
This changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence.
No, you don't. You have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. The murder was at 5:15. The phone call was at 5:18. So in theory, the photo was taken like at 5:20-ish, right? So that would have been after the phone calls were even made. Okay.
I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
That's not much to swear on. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely.
No, it's not. No, like I don't think you're allowed to bring food into the courtroom.
You're right. You have to do something.
Do I have any evidence to stop this? Yeah.
Objection!
5 minutes is a long time. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You can make pasta in that amount of time. I mean, it'll be a little stiff still if you're making like spaghetti or something. If you like it, I would. I didn't finish reading that sentence. That is literally what I was thinking. I love that. If you like it al dente.
I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie.
A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable.
Yeah!
I mean, yeah, if she had 5 minutes to escape and didn't, that's pretty weird. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Next witness? Do we have another one? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history.
We did it. We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright.
That was too close. It kind of was. I got really low on health. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Wait, who called hold it just now?
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
That's the one she tried to foist off on me! I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say?
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Ms. Starr.
Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Please, I'm so tired. Woohoo, a triple decker. Okay, all right. Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Okay. What is your angle here? Decisive evidence.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up?
You did not.
2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Ms. Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence?
Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
She's awful. And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence.
What?
You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. And yet I do it all the time, bring up evidence.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yeah, Edgeworth knows that this is not gonna go well.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
You could at least study some evidence law, really.
I just make it up as I go. I just fly by the seat of my pants. Honestly, I'm very bewildered. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law.
However, it seems that you have yet another count against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
Victim's shoe added to the court record. White enamel shoe, bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Skye. Okay. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Can we please test the blood on the knife? Because if Goodman was already bleeding and Lana accidentally stabbed herself with the knife somehow, like if Goodman tried to stab Lana or some stupid crazy thing happened, I don't know, that would explain the blood on the shoe and the one kind of blood on the knife. Right? Can we please test the blood on the knife? Decisive evidence. Has it been tested? Hang on, if I take a look. Knife. Traces of victim's blood, no prints. So we know it's the, do we know it's the victim's blood? Like for sure? Like for sure? Because remember when we just looked at it? This must be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. Right? So do we know for sure? Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna let that go right now. We better examine the shoe. That's a good point. We'll do that. I was about to start just pressing things, but that's a good point. Let's just do that now. What do we got? This blood, it's my sister's, right?
It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime.
Poor sis.
Is that it? Is that all I got? You got blood under here, too, that she would have stepped in.
Oh, there's blood here, too.
On the sole of the shoe? It's got to be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood.
Oh, this blood, it's horrible.
This blood might be an important clue. Yeah, because he would have had to step in his own blood. And if he was stabbed, blood would have come down, and he should have his own blood on the top of his shoe, but he doesn't. He's got Lana's blood, right? You know what I mean? Like if he had already stepped in it, then he maybe got stabbed or killed or whatever. Like he was dying somewhere else. And then somehow Lana cut her hand and bled on top of his shoe. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I thought this was Lana's shoe. Yeah, is this Lana's shoe or is this Goodman's shoe? Yeah, I think it's Goodman's shoe. Lana was wearing black shoes. She was wearing like a heel type thing. She's wearing like black like heels or whatever you call those. So that must have been Goodman's shoe. White enamel shoe. Okay. The floor in the photo is clean. Yeah. But also, so is, and maybe this is related or maybe this is just an oversight, but also so is Lana's right hand, which should be cut at that point. Where on the map was the stabbing? Supposedly, it was like right around here, around the car. But like Korjan was saying, if you actually look at the photo, it's clean down here. There's no blood on the floor. But also there's, as far as I can tell, no blood on the glove. Now granted, if she cut herself on the inside of her hand, I can't really see that from here. But it's just, I think it's just worth noting. You know what I mean? So I think it's more likely that Goodman was killed somewhere else. You know? Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes.
Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing.
Then why didn't you just tell the truth?
Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence.
That's like literally what she did. She falsified evidence, arranged it. She did all this. She did all these things.
When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
This when the suspect is admitting she did it? But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Ms. Starr. Let's just get this over with.
Now to the matter of the victim's shoe.
And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime?
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive.
So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen.
So she, falsified evidence. She stole it.
See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunch boxes, gentlemen.
She needs to be arrested for so many things. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next.
2 types of blood were found on this shoe.
So you brought it to the forensics department.
If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert.
And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it.
Well, the man was stabbed after all.
And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman?
As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Ms. Lana Sky.
You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie?
Huh?
Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. What? That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one single person. Or so I hear.
That's pretty specific. Yeah, I don't know where Phoenix was trying to go with that.
If I had a little bit more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Ms. Lana Skies.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. It ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right?
Gross. No one would.
Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup.
Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? Yeah. The placement of the blood. The shoe itself is fine. It's just the blood on it. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you?
I couldn't take the fish guts. Let's hear what you have to say, Mr. Wright. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this evidence. The blood on the underside. That's what I'm gonna go with, I think. If he was stabbed, how could he step in blood? I mean, if he was stabbed, blood everywhere, and then like stumbled around in his own blood, I mean, you conceivably could do that. But we have the photo that doesn't show any blood. When we were at the crime scene, I don't remember seeing a blood puddle or anything like that. Go for it. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'm gonna. Who wears white shoes to court? Goodman, I guess. Angel is murderer for me. I mean, Angel's got the one with the vendetta. Like, I don't have any evidence that it was Angel, but like, I'd believe it. Take that! I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Is that a threat? You can't go threatening people in court. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? Should I present the photograph? I think so. Right? The photograph? That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Get stabbed, somehow spill enough to make a puddle, step on it, and then die? Hey man, Goodman was hanging on for everything he has, for everything that was in him. Oops. I was like, what are we looking at? I forgot that I have to present. Take that! The problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint?
Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order, order! Well, witness?
What? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh. That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
I'm guessing because he was murdered somewhere else. Think, Mr. Wright, think.
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradiction.
What?
I'm not a detective. Everybody, I'm not a detective. I see. Now I get it. Get what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but a deadly predator, this one, a leopard woman, rawr!
Yeah, she did kick over an oil drum, apparently. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty?
Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
So we're gonna say that the water like washed away the footprints? Is that what we're saying? Water, what does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Ugh, you don't mean! Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would have become evidence against her. That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence.
That reminds me, Miss Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him?
So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please.
What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it.
But
Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Ms. Lana Sky.
Hold it!
Little girl, what did you just say?
Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox, a lunchbox called evidence.
Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else.
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this.
Another photograph? Oh, a photograph?
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet. I mean, I can't see it from here, but oh, there we go. Oh, there's something in the muffler. There's literally something in the muffler of the car. Like, literally. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win. Well, actually,
I mean, now we have new evidence. Now we have this photo, which is related to my 67 whatever note. And it seems that this is what your sister wanted anyway.
No. Hang on here.
I'm sorry, can I go to the court record? Can I present? No.
I have to wait. I have to wait for the ghost of Mia to be like, wait a minute.
Remember, she has a weird voice.
Right? Wet or not? Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well, this time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Hold it! Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph. Every time I do... Okay, I made that joke already. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with this photograph.
My eyeball is like itchy, and it's driving me nuts. Did I just say muffler? Yeah, right. I mean, it's the exhaust pipe. Listen, it's the exhaust pipe, but there's a thing in it, is what I'm saying. I assume that's what I'm gonna click on. Is there anything else that's weird about this photo? Like, we got a shoe, sock, the knife. I'm gonna go with this, right? Sure. The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor?
You just said muffler. Yeah, the judge is piecing it together. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph.
It's an exhaust pipe, but it's fine.
A muffler is also part of a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe.
Right.
I see, and I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler?
So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sorry, Ms. Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case.
Because it's this. Yeah, Angel was convinced she heard the word muffler. Right. I would like to, like, that's why it's related. Like, he asked, why is it related to the case? That's why it's related, is because she mentioned it. But do I just whip out the memo now? Because I don't have, like, a record of her saying muffler. Yeah, I gotta just... Well, no, I could do the cell phone. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case. Because the word muffler was overheard. So it's actually the cell phone here, right? And then we can look at the paper in a second. I hope so. That's what I'm going with. Ms. Starr, recall your testimony for the court.
Yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler.
That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony.
Muffler.
Yeah. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Imagine just screaming in court like that.
Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I guess the cloth might be different from the note I found. Maybe that's not the same thing. Okay, that's fair. I suppose so. Whew. That was close, but we made it. At least for now.
This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
He's still hungry? He's had like 17 box lunches. To be continued. Okay. That's perfect. I will save my progress at this point. Yes, please. I still have so many questions. One, what does that note that we did find, what does it mean? Is there something else in the muffler, and what could it be? Why did Lana confess? And, like, what is the lunch lady's deal? Like, what is her deal? I have so many questions, and we will have to try to get those answered next time, because that's a really good spot to stop for the night. It's already 11. I don't want to be here until like 1 in the morning, because it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. So if you celebrate Thanksgiving, then happy Thanksgiving. Even if you don't, maybe take the time to, celebrate like family or loved ones, or, whatever. Like take a moment tomorrow to like be thankful, to be grateful for what you have, the people you have around you, or whatever. But so no stream tomorrow. And actually, Friday, Alex of the Alex Duquette fame on YouTube we do a podcast together called Profoundish. He's in town for Thanksgiving, and we're going to meet up on Friday. So there's a good chance there won't be a stream on Friday either, because we're going to be doing stuff. Probably shooting a Profoundish episode live, too. That'll be fun. So, probably not a stream Friday night either. So if there's none Friday, then I'll see you all Monday, I'm thinking, for the continuation of this episode. It's already Thanksgiving here, or over there. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you. It's 11 p.m. my time, so it's not Thanksgiving yet for me. Next level is Mo spritzing himself with water to mimic the sweat on the characters. I'll do that. I'll get a water bottle and just spray myself down. I'm thankful for the stream. Aw. I'm thankful for you guys that tuned in and watched. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. We'll see. I don't know how much more is left in the episode. If it's like one more run or a bunch more, I don't know. Maybe we'll finish it on Monday. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. So anyway, I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please make sure you hit that like button and do all of the things. Whatever you guys do, I want to say thank you for watching. And until next time, bye.